You're listening to Monco Radio, where music and minds meet.
It's time to get in the ring with DJ D.
Yes, it is. It's time to get in the ring here with DJ D. Kooks and Beast Mike.
Yep.
It's a beautiful day out. It's a little chilly out in Bluebell, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Montgomery County Community College. I am hyped today.
He is hype like Mojo Rally flow right now.
Mojo Rally? No, not Mojo Rally.
No, he doesn't wear Zubas. It's a chilly Thursday.
I know many people that do wear Zubas, but
I'm one of them. As you've seen with my Miami trip, it is a semi-chilly Thursday, November 17th. We're a week away from Thanksgiving, 2016. Yeah, programming note. We should also let y'all know we won't be here next Thursday, obviously because of the Thanksgiving holiday.
Wednesday.
Yep, we'll be here Wednesday
from 11 to 1.
Yes, so yeah, we'll be here, and your brother Seacoots. When Kuka Gets Raw will be after us then. So I guess we'll be able to recap Survivor Series formally, which is a 4-hour show. So we'll be able to recap that all in its formal glory, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, we will be. But first, UFC 2. Lived up to the hype.
Madison Square Garden, which is the building of buildings for fights, and UFC etched its name in the Garden, and they did a brilliant job.
And it had the highest gate in Garden history at $17.7 million.
Yeah.
And the second highest attended show in Garden history at 20,427 people, only beating the first Ali Frazier fight at 20,454.
The renovations and transformations really made the Garden look very good. And UFC really did that building justice. They really did. With a lot of big-time fights, some big-time shockers, one big-time retirement, and domination pretty much cemented by one person in particular. But let's go through it.
First, we had the preliminary card on Fight Pass. We're doing preliminary cards on Fight Pass. That's how good, big this card was.
That's how good this show was.
Liz Carmouche beat it. Caitlin I'm not going to even pronounce his last name, in a split decision, 28-29, 29-28, and 29-28 here, as Liz Carmouche moves up the women's bantamweight route. Jim Miller defeated Thiago Alves in a unanimous decision, 30-27, 29-28, 30-27, nothing to right there. And then the Fox Sports 1 preliminary card, which was awesome.
Yep.
Vincente Luke defeated Belal Muhammad, KO in punches, 119 in the first round. Tim Boetsch beat Rafael Natal, TKO punches, round 1, 322. Khabib Nurmagomedov, who might get the next lightweight title shot.
Mm-hmm. He defeated Michael Johnson by tap out in 231 of round number 3.
And then Frankie Edgar, who might be the featherweight champion by the time, because of Conor McGregor has to relinquish the belt.
Yeah, you would think, depending on what fight class he's in.
Germany Stevens, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28.
Unanimous decision, yes.
Then we get into the women's bantamweight card, and Miesha Tate got dominated.
Yeah, Raquel Pennington proceeded to dominate Miesha Tate to such a degree that Miesha decided to call it a career immediately after the fight. She deemed it was not her time, and that it was a younger woman's game, and she effectively bowed out at that point. So that was the end of her career. This is a big win for Pennington. I wonder how high she'll move up in the ranks. Tate was number 1, the number 1 contender. So I wonder how high Pennington will move up in the ranks here.
Yeah, and And I felt like it was a dominating performance by Raquel Pennington, so I feel like she's going to move up very high. Yoel Romero defeated Chris Weidman with a sweet. This was
a bit of a shocker considering how good Weidman's been over the last few years.
And Weidman in his hometown of New York City.
Yeah, this was a shocker. That he would get caught. This was like the first big bombshell that was dropped with USC on Saturday. He got caught with a clean knee to the face.
Yes,
and then punches finished the deal. But this happened in 24 seconds in round 3. But this was a shock that people didn't see coming.
Yeah, and Yoel Romero got a performance of the night bonus.
Mm-hmm.
And also the main event got a performance of the night.
As they both of those probably should have, yes.
Women's strawweight title fight. Joanna defeated Carolina. I'm not going to even.
Yeah, no, probably better you put both of the last names. So Carolina K lost to Joanna J by unanimous decision. 49-46, 49-46, 49-46. All three. And went all 5 rounds. So that's how this went down.
And then we got to.
Then we get to the double main event.
Incredible.
The double main event that was outstanding.
Tyron Woodley drew majority draw to Steven Thompson, 47-47, and one of the judges had a 48-47 for Woodley. But since 2 of the judges had a majority draw.
Majority ruled. So draw is the official count. And a rematch is worthy and needed.
Oh my God, this fight was awesome.
It's worthy and needed and probably would main event a lot of other cards. It just happened to have
Conor McGregor
as the main here, but this would main event a lot of other cards.
And the crowd was electric. This was the perfect fight for Madison Square Garden.
It was a great setup for the finish, for the show that is McGregor.
This was the main fight people were talking about among MMA circles. The 4th round. My God. Did you see? Thompson was just getting pummeled. And he got out of two chokes. I'm like,
how?
What?
How? He's catching and beating, and that was the toughness of Thompson to not stay down. A, either not getting knocked out, or B, not passing out from the choke or tapping out.
This one fight of the night, and rightfully so.
And it should have. It was the most competitive. It was the most balanced of all the fights.
It was bloody. Yeah. It was great.
It was gruesome and spectacular, and it looked every bit as good as it should have. So I'd love to see the rematch. I'd love to see them battle again. I think they need to battle again because, let's face it, nothing was settled. So I think they would... It'll be worth seeing another battle.
And they are going to do another rematch.
As they should.
Even though Woodley's not happy because
he did win one
money fight.
Yeah, and he did win one of the 3 judges' scores. But I think a rematch is necessary.
A rematch is necessary.
You gotta have a conclusion. There's going to be
lots of money to be made.
You got to have a conclusion. And I think that you have to have the main event on a... Maybe not a card. They don't necessarily need a card as big as this. But I think if they had another fight that was big time... to go with it, I think, and then have this main and have the other fight co-main it, I think that would work out pretty well for everybody involved.
Yeah. And then we get to the main event, which was hype.
It was a lot of hype, and this obviously was set up for McGregor's comments before the fight. This was set up by McGregor with the chair, and Dana White kind of holding him back. This was set up by a lot of people around here because Eddie Alvarez is from Kensington, is from Philly. And for those who don't know, Kensington is the hood. It is North Philly. It is one of the most dangerous parts of the city. For those who don't know, I used to live around there. Actually.
One of my cousin's fiance went to high school with him.
Yeah. Okay.
So
as I say, like
I have a personal connection.
Yeah, to it. As do I. Because I lived blocks away for years. Kensington in North Philly. It really starts at kind of like the bottom of Lehigh Avenue. I live in 25th and Lehigh. So I know exactly where that is. I know exactly that part of the area. If you're not from the area, you want no parts of that area.
You want no part.
That's the point. If you're
it's
not from
the Badlands.
If you're not from there, you don't want it. That's really the point of the hood of Kensington. And Eddie Alvarez is from that life. He knows that life. So Eddie Alvarez has had a really good career, and he goes and fights McGregor, biggest fight of his career.
And he got his ass whipped.
Yes, he did.
He got his ass whipped.
Yes, he sure did. He got bodied, and it wasn't even close. I'm amazed he even got out of the first round with the way McGregor was like kind of toying with him in round one. Like he did the whole hands behind the Roy Jones thing. He had the hands behind his back, like the whole disrespect thing, because Alvarez just couldn't hit him. Alvarez couldn't hit him, and then McGregor just like kind of popped him once, and like, okay, let's see if he can get up from this. He popped him once to the left, and then didn't even attack him. He just let Alvarez kind of do what he was doing. Alvarez had no shot in this fight. He had his one chance. We talked about it last week. His one chance was to make it a submission game. McGregor made it a fist fight. And McGregor doesn't lose fist fights.
No.
And then that was effectively, round one was easy. And in round two, McGregor kind of did the same thing, and McGregor was like, all right, I'm done here. I'm ready to go eat dinner and get some money, whatever. So McGregor catching him with a 4-piece, left to right to left to right, and the last right wasn't even necessary. He was already done off the 3. And Alvarez was done effectively from there. McGregor kind of jumped in on it, but it was not necessary. McGregor wins the title, dual champion, and McGregor pulled no punches, literally. He pulled no punches with the press conference after, and basically savaged everyone who came at him on Twitter and on social media. So McGregor clearly won out of the ring and in the ring on a banner night for Conor McGregor.
Yes. It was glorious.
Yeah, it was a beating. It's not even hating on Eddie Alvarez, because Alvarez, as good as he is, he was just outclassed. He was just outclassed and outmatched by Conor McGregor. So McGregor has 2 belts. He's and now it's just a matter of what's he gonna do. He's a featherweight champion, and he's the welterweight champion. Actually, he's the lightweight champion. So what will McGregor do? I think that's the question. What's he going to do?
And he wants ownership stake in the company, which would be a mistake if they
probably. Yeah, that's probably a bad life choice. That's probably ends horribly. But yeah, so what's Conor do now? Like, I guess who's his next opponent? A, and B, which division is he going to fight in?
He's probably going to fight in lightweight because there's more money fights there. A, B, who he fights next? It's probably going to be Diaz. Probably going to be Diaz.
Which McGregor has. That's the one bone that McGregor has to pick. Diaz made him look bad the last time they battled. So that's the one I think McGregor's going to need to get off his conscience.
Yeah. Now back to wrestling.
Yep. And
Monday Night Raw.
This week in WWE was supposed to be major. They had a lot of high points at some point. They had some good high points. They had some points that didn't stick, but it worked to some degree.
I thought some of it stuck, some of it stunk.
Right, exactly. Yeah, as I'm saying.
But I thought SmackDown stuck more, and stunk less. So
okay.
So
I Raw a little bit better. I thought Raw was a little better. I like their high points a little bit better. Though granted, the cutting edge stuff. We'll get to SmackDown in a little bit, but let's just jump through Raw. So Raw,
I hated this opening segment. I hated it.
Yeah, I get it, but I didn't love it
because Stephanie trying to be cool.
Yeah,
I tweeted out Stephanie ruined all the coolness of Enzo and Cass in this one night.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of what Stephanie was doing.
Stephanie. Doing the Bootios thing, which I work now for FYE, so Bootios, they make sure that you ain't booty.
Yes, he does work for FYE. That's right, you were in the Plymouth Meeting Baldwin, I think, right? Yeah, okay. But yes, but you go get your Bootios there if you have like $12. They're actually, it's basically Lucky Charms, WWE style. Yeah, so Stephanie, like, they kind of did the whole thing with all the teams, the women's team, the tag teams, and the 5-on-5.
It felt more redundant than anything.
This the first segment. Yeah, it was like, okay,
we didn't need this.
No, we didn't.
It was just a time filler.
Yeah, it pretty much was. Let's see. Yeah, so I guess we'll might as well skip through it. So the matches themselves, I thought were good though.
I thought the matches were okay. Nothing to write home about.
Clearly, Raw's key segment, pitch was to try to build up the men's team. Right. And trying to make the men's team as strong as it possibly can for Survivor Series, thinking that the tag teams will be able to gel and coexist.
Right.
So Reigns and Owens, the two singles champions, beat Cesaro and Sheamus. Well, it was a pretty good 2-on-2 where it was clear that Reigns and Owens could not get along at points in the match. But eventually Roman took the high road after Sheamus kicked Owens, Reigns Superman punched both. Superman punched Cesaro, and then let Owens get broke, and then speared Sheamus, and then Owens pinned Sheamus for the win. But clearly there was some tension between the two singles champions.
And then the backstage segment that made Braun Strowman look like a dope.
Just when they built up Strowman to look like a boss. I didn't love this segment either for Strowman. I was okay with it for Rollins and Jericho, but I didn't love it for Strowman.
They made Strowman look like a dope.
A week after, he was top tier status. He was main event status with the way he was dominating in the ring.
And then he's ripping scarves in half.
I was like, no,
Good God.
no. I get it. You don't have to like Jericho. I get it. I understand it. But you did not have to rip up the scarf from Jericho.
The one-liners could have came quicker if they wanted to do the comedy route. It was more awkward than anything else.
What was Strowman? Yeah, Strowman's not made for comedy. Yeah, I completely understood that. It was funny. The Rollins Jericho part was fine. The Strowman part, not so much. Those three would take on a New Day later.
Sami Zayn defeated Bo Dallas.
As we expected, but clearly Sami is trying to build momentum for his match in Survivor Series.
Moment of silence for Bo Dallas' push. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, because Bo Dallas has gone nowhere fast.
And then he verbally attacked both Dolph and Miz.
Yeah.
Good promo.
Which was solid and expected because at the time we didn't know who he was going to face.
And then this wrote off Raw for me. I hated the segment. The cruiserweights basically be put into the group.
Yeah.
And basically given no personality.
Yeah.
Crappy one-liners.
Yeah, but
total antithesis.
Yeah, which is why they need to go to SmackDown. They need to go to SmackDown.
I'm like,
please go to SmackDown.
Please go to
SmackDown. Come on, Kalisto. We really do need Kalisto to win this Sunday at Survivor Series because they are giving no personality on Raw. We need Kalisto to win Survivor Series. It's much. SmackDown would do so much better. With the cruiserweight division,
wasn't that good either.
No, it wasn't. It's SmackDown.
Let's move on to Sin Cara and.
I heard about Sin Cara's punishment too. Sin Cara's punishment was actually kind of steep.
What was it?
So Sin Cara, remember the fight with Jericho? Sin Cara was not allowed to dress in the locker room, so he had to go off in the locker, other places in the building, like go get dressed and change or whatever. He was put on he was allowed to go to the buildings, report to the buildings or whatever, but didn't actually wrestle on the tours. So he didn't do that. He had to drive instead of. It wasn't booked on the flight, so he had to drive the 5-hour drive instead of flight. So that was also there, and I think that was the main three
anger
things.
Management.
Yeah, the anger management thing. That was the fourth thing. So that was the major four things as punishment for the fight with Jericho. So that was what that was. The 6-man. Speaking of Jericho, the 6-man tag I thought was fine. I didn't have any major problem with it. They continued to make Strowman look good in the ring.
Average.
Yeah, it was. It's a fight that's okay. You understand it. It was respectable. It served its purpose. I don't get why some dude wore a unicorn mask. That was a bit creepy in the crowd if they cut to him whenever during New Day's promo. That mask was a bit creepy. Other than that, I thought the match was fine. I thought all 6 guys did their part. The 3-man on the 5-on-5 team needed to win more than New Day did, so I thought that worked out well. And Braun Strowman basically being the closer made perfect sense.
Yeah.
So I was perfectly fine with how that went down.
Yeah. I was fine with it. Nothing to write home.
Yeah, right.
Brian Kendrick versus Sin Cara, okay.
Yeah.
Blah.
All right. So next thing was the Goldberg. Was the Goldberg Lesnar next? Or
Goldberg Lesnar was next. And, oh my God.
I'm torn if that shouldn't have closed the show. The way that they were building up this match, I think they should have closed it. I think they should have. I would have swapped it with the 5-on-5.
Heyman was horrible here. Heyman was horrendous.
Seemed like Heyman was shook by the crowd. Heyman and Lesnar didn't know how to react to the crowd chanting for Goldberg. The crowd worked as well as I'm sure Vince would have wanted it to.
But it's not going to work in Toronto.
No.
No, it's not.
No.
Lesnar's going to get a hero's welcome because he
sure,
lives in Canada.
Yeah, he sure will. It'll work in a sense of Goldberg will get his pop because it's Goldberg and the fact that we haven't seen him in 12 years. But, yeah, I hear you. I think Brock will get a bigger pop. Well, Brock we'll predict it later. But, this promo, Heyman was shook by the crowd. Heyman didn't know what to do based off the crowd. He
was supposed to act shook, but it was horrendous.
Yeah, I think he was trying too hard to provoke Goldberg with his family thing. I think he tried too hard. It just wasn't anywhere near as natural as we expect Heyman to be.
Sasha and Charlotte. Oh, God.
Wow, where were you with that one?
Sasha and Charlotte defeated Nia and Alicia.
Now, this was set up because earlier in the show, Sasha and Charlotte had a backstage segment. It was clear that they weren't going to completely trust each other after their rivalry, and nor should they. And obviously, Sasha will get another rematch for the Women's Championship at some point. They would come to blows. Unlike the men, the women did come to blows a couple of times in the match, but came together for the common good, which was dealing with Nia Jax, who, like Strowman, is going to be a difficult force for SmackDown to deal with. In the end, it was a good counter by Sasha into the bank statement on Alicia to make Alicia tap out. Bayley tried to bring them together, but Charlotte does not hug. Bayley is still super over with every crowd she goes to.
Enzo, Cass, and the club defeated Shining Stars and R-Truth. We can move on.
Yeah. Well, the only redeemable part about this match was the trolling that Gallows and Anderson did to Enzo, as Enzo could have finished the match, and instead Gallows and Anderson did. So that was the only redeemable part of the match.
This was a redeemable segment between Stephanie McMahon and McQuillan.
Oh, I enjoyed this. Oh yeah, I like how this closed. I like how this ended. No doubt, this was good. This was a good way to set up the 5-on-5 men's matchup. And then Shane and Daniel come in, and it seemed kind of dry up until the Raw team came out. And then we got serious, and then we got to the 5 men coming from SmackDown.
And James Ellsworth. Yes!
And Jericho doing his thing with Ellsworth on the list and making fun of him being like because he's so small. And I think there's like somebody's lost child in the crowd was on the apron. That was Jericho putting Ellsworth on the list was amazing, and Ellsworth selling it was glorious. Then we get the promos from everybody involved in the match. I thought was good, especially the part with Bray and Strowman, which I thought was the most interesting. How is Bray going to deal with Strowman? That's going to be intriguing for me to see on Sunday. And then we get to how the fight truly. And the Owens and AJ part was good, and then we get to the how the fight tended to start, where Ambrose is pacing. He claps Jericho with the mic, and then it's on. Everyone kind of they didn't really put finishes together like I thought they would. I thought everyone would go like finisher for finisher, and tit for tat and whatnot, but they didn't really go that route. Instead, the only one that got a finisher off was Orton. Orton RKO Jericho, and then Rollins pedigree Styles. Rollins did pedigree Styles with a little bit of help from Reigns. And then they would double power bomb Styles onto the outside into the entire SmackDown team.
Winning.
Yeah, Raw won that round.
So which means SmackDown's winning on Sunday.
In theory, yes. So that would end up being like the major thing. Superman punches were thrown by Reigns, one to Wyatt and one to who did he hit the other one on? He didn't hit Ambrose. He hit Orton. He hit Orton after the RKO on Jericho. Yeah, so he got a couple Superman punches in. But other than that, Rollins and Reigns were the ones that stood strong for Team Raw there.
Yeah. And then SmackDown.
First of all, the intro to 900th episode of SmackDown I thought was good. I enjoyed that part of it too. For the 900th episode of SmackDown, they really hit some high notes here. Miz and Ziggler continued their rivalry, which has been the best rivalry on the show since the brand split. They've done a tremendous job there. In the end, it was. What about the Miz doing the running knee though? That was pretty sick too.
That was sick.
I enjoyed that.
I was like, oh god, they're building this.
I love how they're doing it too. The Miz continuing to egg Daniel Bryan on. I love this. I love where they're going with this. So Miz ended up winning the Intercontinental title back. A lot of focus on Dolph's knee. He hit the knee and then the skull crushing finale, which I thought was a good touch. In the end, it was a little bit of Spirit Squad with the distractions. Even though they ate super kicks. And then a lot of Maurice, who Ziggler had a roll up on Miz, and then Maurice would reverse the roll and effectively win the title for Miz. So that's number 6. That puts him, I think, second all time.
Yeah.
Tied for second with RVD, among others. Was 6-time Intercontinental Champion. So salute to Miz for that. So that Miz is in some very rarefied air.
And then Bliss was backstage.
And Alexa Bliss had a legitimate gripe. Her foot was clearly on the rope while Becky had to disarm her. We knew this was coming, that they were gonna go this route. There will be a rematch for Alexa against Becky, and there should be. So I had no problem with that at all. Natalya tried to reel her in and tried to bring the women together, because let's face it, they were a whole lot more divisive than the women on Raw, and it needed to be brought together ASAP to try to deal with the Raw women.
Kalisto defeated Oni Lorcan.
Oni Lorcan looked good. He did look good in this match. Kalisto had even though as much of a squash match as this was, Kalisto still had time for a botch, which it is Kalisto, so every now and again that'll happen. But Kalisto looked productive.
He whiffed that springboard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He whipped the springboard horribly. Lorcan did kind of capitalize to some degree. I would have tried to pin against him, but obviously Kalisto kicked out. And then Salida del Sol, seconds later, will get it done for Kalisto. So, Kalisto, bring your best game. Bring your Alberto game against Kendrick and beat Kendrick, please. Because we need SmackDown to have the Cruiserweight Championship. It would just be much better.
Nikki Bella defeated Carmella.
And this was kind of not, it was, in a sense, okay, she did, but no actual pin actually happened. Carmella actually did look good, though. Carmella looked very productive and looked very impressive going after the neck of Nikki, including that neck breaker from the apron to the floor I thought was good, and just a whole lot of attention drawn to the recovering neck of Nikki. But this really kicked off when Charlotte got to the ringside area.
Yeah.
When Charlotte got there, she taunted Nikki a little bit as Nikki threw Carmella into the barricade, and then promptly hit Charlotte right in the face with a forearm, and the fight was on. As Nikki pulled Charlotte over the barricade, and the captains went at it, which brought about Team Raw, and all of them dipped on Nikki. All of them jumped on Nikki Bella, and then Carmella, which was the question, will Carmella come to Nikki's aid, or will she make it 6-on-1? She decided to come to Nikki's aid, and this brought out all of Team SmackDown, including Natalya. So you have Natalya and Dana Brooke also involved here. And so the 12 women went at it. Nia Jax proceeded to dominate a lot of it until Nia basically crashed into the barricade while she missed Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
This ended with Naomi doing a springboard crossbody onto the Raw team, not named Nia, and SmackDown winning that particular argument and discussion. So SmackDown wins that round.
And then the highlight of SmackDown. The Rated R Superstar!
Tony Chimmel in the building, and we love Chimmel for that. Chimmel's a Philly dude.
Applaud.
Yes.
Applaud.
Yeah, we can skip out the tag match stuff, although King Booker was funny. We can skip out the tag match stuff.
The tag match was good. It was good.
It was fine. No, it served its purpose.
Spot fest.
Yes, it served its purpose, and it got all the teams that were going to be involved in the Survivor Series match, got them all on the same page. So that all made sense. And yet it was American Alpha hitting Grand Amplitude on one of these members of the Ascension. So that was the end of the match. That was the end of the proceedings. The Cutting Edge. This was easily the best thing WWE did all week. Was the Cutting Edge.
SmackDown has a tag division that has four tag
legitimate teams.
Four legitimate teams and 4 jobber teams.
Yeah.
What a novel concept.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that is amazing. Yeah, you have the tag champions, and then you have Alpha, you have Usos, you have Breezango, just like putting them on right now, and Hype Bros. Well, the legitimate, respectable tag teams. And he don't involve Villains Ascension, Headbangers, and Spirit Squad, I guess. So that's whatever. As opposed to Raw with only basically New Day, Enzo Cass, Anderson Gallows, and I guess Sheamus Cesaro. They have 3.5 teams, effectively. But getting back to it, Cutting Edge was a really good segment. Edge basically putting James Ellsworth on. Again, Ellsworth getting even more buzz. And let's face it, Ellsworth's been outstanding in his role since the brand split. Then we get AJ Styles bickering a little bit. We've got a lot of Orton bickering, a lot of Bray bickering with Edge, and Shane trying to reel everything in. That was a horrible line, Shane McMahon. Never do that again. The Shane O'Mac thing, never do that again. That was incredibly stupid. And then The Undertaker shows up, which we didn't know what Undertaker was going to do. We didn't know where he was going to go with this. But then Undertaker promptly says WrestleMania is no longer going to define him, and that SmackDown's his full-on thing. Which became... There is a little bit of a story to it, apparently. Word on the street, Undertaker is that Undertaker could be going into WrestleMania as WWE Champion. And that Taker's going to work a more... No, it's not a part... Taker is going to be on SmackDown a whole lot more regularly, apparently.
I don't like the idea of Undertaker having the WWE title. I want the Cena Styles.
It needs a proper conclusion.
It needs a proper conclusion.
It needs WrestleMania as the setting for it.
It needs to be Cena winning over Styles.
Yeah. I get it, Cena Taker. If you're going to want Taker to go out, it's probably got to be against John. But I agree with you. Cena Styles needs a conclusion.
Cena Styles is more of the match I want to see.
Yeah, it needs a conclusion. It needs to...
Because I don't know what Undertaker can do now.
They've had classics. AJ can probably carry him, but... I agree with you. I think Cena Styles needs WrestleMania as a conclusion. I would agree with that. And
the rumor is that Undertaker will feud at the Royal Rumble, will return at the Royal Rumble with which Team SmackDown will lose.
Yeah. And he'll target whoever was the last guy to get pinned, I think it was.
Yeah, the last guy who ever got pinned.
Right.
Which will probably be Styles.
Which probably would be Styles in this case. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which probably would be Styles, which means he targets AJ. Because he basically made the edict that Team Raw better lose. Y'all better beat Team Raw, or he's coming after whoever loses. So that was effectively the edict of Undertaker leaving SmackDown. Taker basically declared SmackDown as his home. So SmackDown kind of won that particular situation, gaining Taker, and Edge declaring SmackDown as home too. So they gained Edge, I guess it's cutting Edge segments. So SmackDown kind of wins that argument. I liked how it was tricky. Like I like parts of Raw, and then I like SmackDown.
I like SmackDown more because
the Undertaker part did make it interesting. I just like the bulk of the matches on Raw a little bit better than the matches on SmackDown. That's why I went Raw. I did like the whole Kane Undertaker thing doing their thing after the show. I thought was nice. I thought it was a nice touch. So getting to NXT, there really wasn't much to say about NXT. There were two matches really. Liv Morgan versus Peyton Royce. Morgan would win, and Morgan would win the match, and then we get Peyton Royce's Australian counterparts coming in and making things happen, and making it 2-on-1. Then we get Aaliyah coming out and making it, and then Ember Moon would come out and make it 3-on-2 against the Australians, which was a bit of a shocker there. So now, I guess what happens? What'll happen? Will the Australians get another partner to make this 3-on-3? That'll be the question. But actually, yeah, Billie Kay was the person I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Billie Kay came out to make it 2-on-1, and then Aaliyah and Ember Moon came out to make it 3-on-2. So now it's just a matter of who will the Australians get to make it 3-on-3.
And then I went, the Drifter.
The return of Elias Sampson.
The Drifter.
Again, as I've said this a few times, love the in-ring stuff. Love the Killer Instinct. Hate the gimmick.
The gimmick sucks.
I hate the gimmick. I love the in-ring Killer Instinct. He's got it. I love the in-ring movement. He's got it. He's got some tech skill to some degree. He's got it. The gimmick is awful. It needs to go away immediately.
The gimmick is awful.
The gimmick is awful. In the ring, he's fine. The gimmick is terrible.
And then we got a good match.
Yeah, we got a good closer. We got a good closer to the match, to the show. Cien Almas versus Cedric Alexander. Both guys brought it. Both guys did their thing.
And then doing the heel troll with the Tranquilo.
Yes.
And I was like, Los Ingobernables!
Yes. And Cien Almas with the DDT to finish the deal.
Los Ingobernables, they NXT de Mexico.
Yeah, there you go. Cien Almas beat Cedric Alexander. It was a pretty entertaining match. I would not have minded seeing this takeover, but I understand this had the main event the show, so I get it. The rest of the show is basically preview clips. Dillinger and Bobby Roode, the Revival versus DIY, 2 out of 3 falls, and then Joe and Shinsuke. I was affected with the rest of the show.
Oh my god, this NXT show is going to be awesome.
It's going to be legit. Dope.
Let's preview it.
Yeah, let's go back to it.
2 out of 3 falls.
Woo! That's the match I'm looking forward to the most, actually.
Yes.
That's the match I'm looking forward to the most.
The Revival versus
DIY. In 2 out of 3 falls. We've seen the Revival earlier this year with a 2 out of 3 fall. They've had classics this year. They had 2 and possibly 3 with American Alpha. They had 1 really good one with Enzo Cass. And now you've got round 2 with DIY for the titles. And this is going to be tremendous. I think it's DIY's time. I think DIY wins it. I think they win the titles.
I think DIY wins too.
I think they'll win 2-1. I think they'll go down. I think they'll be down 1-0.
Yeah.
I think they'll be down 1-0 and then win 2-1.
Sorry.
There's so much. I want to go next.
Pain.
Authors of Pain versus TM61. This is the finals of the Dusty Rhodes Invitational. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Invitational.
Paul Ellering will be suspended above the cage.
So this will be legitimately 2-on-2. And I've had Authors of Pain throughout this entire tournament. I'm going to roll with Authors of Pain.
I'm going to roll with TM61.
Okay. All right.
Bobby Roode, glorious!
Oh, how loud is Air Canada Sarah going to be
versus
for that?
Ty Dillinger.
The Battle of Canadians. And I love the package they did for this fight, where they had Dillinger kind of chronicle Dillinger, the rise and fall, the fall and then rise of Ty Dillinger in his turn of NXT. And Bobby Roode is like this. Oh, like this heel's like, so what? I'm much more successful than you. So what? Big deal. I think Dillinger gets a signature win here. I'm going to go Dillinger. I think he'll get the signature win in Canada.
I think Rude will win.
Okay.
Asuka versus Mickie James. 1, 2, 3.
Asuka. Mickie James will look productive. She will make Asuka look productive.
Yeah.
But this has got to be the time for Asuka to turn heel. I think it's about that time for Asuka to turn heel.
Yeah.
I think it's
and then
necessary.
they're going to put her in the third wheel with the
Australians, which makes a whole lot of sense. Because I expect Ember Moon to come out and get her. So I expect this to be the 3-on-3 coming out of this show in Toronto.
And then the match I'm most looking forward to.
Shinsuke and Joe
Lord.
For the NXT Championship.
This is going to be productive because the crowd is going to be lit.
The crowd's going to eat it up. How does Shinsuke top the entrance? And for that matter, Bobby Roode, too. How do they top the entrance they did in Brooklyn? Can they top the entrance that they did in Brooklyn? Because, Bobby Roode's is organic. But Shinsuke's was just like crazy bananas with the violinist and how hard he went. How do they top what they did in Brooklyn? How do they do that with the entrances? I almost wish this. I said this a few times. I kind of wish this were Last Man Standing because that's the level of physicality both guys brought to this particular battle in Toronto. I wish it were, but I'm not mad that it isn't. Shinsuke, I think, retains, but I think this will be a tremendous match.
I think Shinsuke retains too. And then Joe goes up.
Yeah, I think it'll be about the time for Joe to go.
Yes.
Yeah, I think about the time for Joe to leave. And it's not even hating on Joe. It's just the fact that I think Joe's done his work in NXT. He's done his damage. So, yeah, so that's Saturday.
Sunday.
Survivor Series. 4-hour show. It's one of the core fours. You expected to get 4 hours. So here we go.
Miz versus Sami Zayn.
I think Miz retains.
I think Miz retains too. You got to do that Intercontinental Championship program.
Yeah, you got to keep it with him and Ziggler.
You got to keep it with Miz.
You got to keep it with Miz and have him and Ziggler finish this rivalry at TLC. I think once and for all, that's where they finish it. And they've done it. It's been a tremendous few, which is ironic. Daniel Bryan's not going to cheer for Miz. As much as Daniel Bryan's been hating on Miz, or as much like animosity between him and Miz has been going on.
No, it doesn't need to stop. I think Sami Zayn wins because Raw loses the cruiserweights.
See, they swap titles.
Yeah, they swap titles.
Wow, you're gonna give Raw the second and third, like the two?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
Raw has a big enough mid-card to do that.
True.
SmackDown does not.
So you
can do the Miz stuff as a secondary thing
without the title.
It's that hot.
It is.
It doesn't need a title.
It is nuclear hot. That is true. I mean, you can have those three battle until the Royal Rumble and have a triple threat at the Rumble.
Yeah,
and do that. So that's one way to do it.
Brian Kendrick versus Kalisto. We all know
Kalisto win this match. Please win this match. Send the title to SmackDown.
And SmackDown's probably going to lose the men's elimination.
The way I thought about this last week,
I think SmackDown wins the tag teams.
Yeah. I agree. I think Raw wins the tag teams and women's.
I think Raw wins the women's and men's. SmackDown wins the tag teams because of the Undertaker scenario.
I think Raw wins the men's and the women's. But how I had this last week was SmackDown wins the titles. Raw sweeps the 5-on-5s.
I have it differently because I have Sami Zayn winning.
Yeah, Zayn winning the Intercontinental Championship. So
the program's so hot that you don't need the title.
And it gives Sami Zayn a direction. I get that. It also puts Sami Zayn on a different plane. It kind of gives him an added push with the Intercontinental Championship. A push he's probably needed for last year. So I get that.
Yeah, that's my gripe.
I wish it were the stakes of if Zayn loses, he goes to SmackDown. You put him on SmackDown chasing the Intercontinental Championship. But I see where you're getting at here. I think the way I had it was we agree on the women.
And we agree on the men.
And we agree on the men because we both think Raw wins both the men and the women. We disagree on the tag teams. Have Raw winning the tag teams.
I have SmackDown winning the tag team because they're a more cohesive unit than...
Fair point.
Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg.
I expect Lesnar to win.
You're snorting coke if you think Goldberg's going to win.
Huh?
You're snorting coke if you think Goldberg's going to win.
Pretty much. I expect it to be as physical and as hard-hitting as it needs to be. I expect the suplexes and the spears and everything else. I expect that to go down.
I'm concerned for Goldberg's health.
Yeah, Goldberg even said it himself. He's kind of slowing down and aging, which is going to be horrible for him because I expect Brock Lesnar to do his thing and not show mercy.
And then we had a New Japan show. Actually, that was pretty important. The Wrestling World in Singapore. And they had a never open weight title match with Katsuyori Shibata versus Evil. It's the only match I did watch. Shibata was out with the RPW British Heavyweight Championship, and he is a 2-title holder as Shibata beat Evil for the never open weight title. And oh my god, this match was good. This match was good.
As physical as you would expect, because that's the way they operate. As hard hitting as you would expect, because that's par for the course. And bringing back Shibata as champion, now I guess that begs the question: what happens? Will Evil get a rematch, or will Shibata just go in the Wrestle Kingdom 11
with hopefully Shiozaki? Hopefully, I'm praying right now because of the Holy Noah thing. Because
that would make sense, and that would be I think that would be the best way to put Noah on as part of this whole deal. I think that'd be the best way to do it. So I'd go with that. I'd rock with that.
And then that's about it. Honestly, we're gonna watch 2 matches. We're gonna watch a Survivor Series match, and we're gonna watch Chris Hero versus Tomohiro Ishii because Chris Hero versus Tomohiro Ishii is life.
It was. All right, so that was amazing. So what's all right? So what are we doing first?
We're doing Hiro Ishii.
Hiro Ishii first. All right. So this happened last week. Chris Hero.
Last weekend, Chris Hero,
Tomohiro Ishii, Global Wars, I should say.
UK,
RPW.
Unfold.
Everybody's doing it now. It's actually good. Everybody's doing it now.
This crowd was insane, as you would expect.
Yeah, because the crowds have been nothing but insane.
Which Survivor Series match should we watch? Should we watch the one from 01 or 06? The Raw vs. SmackDown or WWF vs. WCW?
The WWF vs. WCW lasted an hour. Actually,
both lasted an hour.
Both actually lasted an hour. Because of the depth of those 2 teams in 01, I'd go with 01.
Or Bischoff versus Austin.
Or Bischoff. Bischoff Austin was great. That was great too. That was great.
In the world.
But the whole team is Raw vs. SmackDown. I think it's either 01 or 05. I think those are the 2 you'd have to watch.
Yeah.
It's a place.
Shane's in this current one. I think it'll make sense.
So is Jericho, so.
Yes.
Take place.
And Undertaker has that little role.
Yep.
This one has had people talking and talking and talking. The anticipation of the Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii, takes on Chris Hero.
And the respect the crowd showed Ishii.
The centerpiece of all of this. Swirling around all of it.
Opponent.
The undisputed British Heavyweight Championship surely at the forefront of the minds of both of these men here. Not least for the man who's about to make his way down the aisle now.
I can't wait to watch Hiro Shibata now. I'm like, this match was so good.
At Uprising.
Anticipation, though. Zombie Sonics. Zombie Sonics.
Yep, he went old school.
Yep, he got for those who don't know, he's rocking the Seattle Supersonics throwback jacket from the early 90s, from the Sean Kemp Rain Man days.
Sean Kemp, Rain Man,
yep.
Ray Allen.
This was pre-Ray Allen. Allen was the guy. This is that logo is synonymous with the early to mid 90s. That was early to mid 90s before Gary Payton.
And the one that won the title.
They didn't go to the finals
in '79.
Yeah, this was '79. Yeah, they didn't go to the. They changed up the logo the year before they went to the NBA Finals to face Jordan in the '72 Bulls. Yeah, this is the year. This is the year before that. When they switched it up into the other logo.
And cries of his name as they stand and look at this giant of a man, this physically such an imposing specimen. And a Ishii isn't bad himself. We've got two veterans.
Two big physical bulls ready to go throw down.
What do you say about these types of fights?
These are the fights where defense would be disrespectful.
Yes.
Championship, it's got to be something that they're thinking of.
Absolutely.
I'm digging the tights though. The coordinating tights by Hero. I'm digging that.
He does that with everything.
Yeah, I love the coordination. I know he did it with the Lakers stuff in Ebola. I love that. I love the coordination game by Chris Hero. So I salute that.
This is going to be pro wrestling at its best.
Seems to be a season. Gotta be a heavy sports fan to know the coordination game.
Oh, he loves basketball.
Yeah, I respect it. I respect the game.
This one, because this is two of the absolute hardest hitters in the world, two of the absolute best wrestlers in the world. But one thing I'd like to say, Ollie, is throughout his whole entrance, the magnitude of this moment, the crowd,
Yes.
really creating this electric atmosphere. Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull, has not
The look of
taken his
disgust.
eyes
Yeah, really.
from Chris
He's
Hero.
like, who are you? Why are you here right now?
Staring across the ring right now.
And then the
Ollie,
Wu-Tang.
I've got goosebumps.
The Wu-Tang, well, I have to speak over it because, you
Yeah.
know, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yes,
People say things. People say some things. Can't
Yeah.
say some things. That's entirely different. But people say some things.
The Wu-Tang chant.
Yeah.
Are entirely at ease with an enormous.
Wow, the disdain look on his
Big match
face.
performers. Every single time they wrestle, it doesn't matter who against.
Let's go.
They create big match performances. And
I realize how much bigger Hero is compared to Ishii. Not just in weight and height. He's so much bigger.
And look what he did.
That's not wise.
Disrespect.
That's not wise.
Yeah, I did the disrespect. But at least, ooh, backs it up with forearms. They traded forearms. Ishii hit one. Ishii hit four. Or Evil hit one. Ishii hit four, and then Hero hit one. Hero's one outdid the Ishii four. And you're moving into a brick wall from here, Ishii. You got to hit harder than that. And Hero knows you got to hit him harder than that. So he's going to allow it.
Shoulder to shoulder again.
It's like, that's cute. We can try this again. We can go all night.
That's
Ishii, that time
Ishii got to come at him harder than that. He did.
You'll be surprised about how this match turns out.
He did. Unfortunately, Hero proceeded to bowl him over with a shoulder tackle.
My God.
That's kind of Ishii, how you feeling right now? You wrestle a power game, and somebody's bigger and stronger than you. And wrestle a just as equal power of a game. But instead, Ishii adapts and goes to the knee. He's trying to go for the snap suplex. Yep, and then keeping the lower center of gravity to keep himself on the ground. It blocks the hold. Body slam. Hero with ease. Senton. And Chris Hero is clearly using his size and weight advantage to wear down Ishii.
Really, things start to happen for you. And I was going to say,
quick stomp to the
there's
face.
opening in the contest for Chris Hero, but Chris Hero has had the advantage since the bell sounded.
A little bit of a nonchalant cover by Hero, as Hero didn't even bother hooking the leg. But he probably knew he wasn't going to pin him there.
He thought he was going to outstrike Chris Hero, but one blow.
IFS chop. He hit him as hard as he probably could have.
He needs to be recuperating. But how can you
I think he knows it.
when you've got a series of chops?
Ishii's eating the chops.
To the chest.
I was like, okay, we got chop. Let's go. Forearm chop, forearm chop, forearm chop, forearm chop. The chops are actually odd numbers. Ishii gets thrown right out of the ring.
Stalled the momentum there and sent Ishii.
Oh! What a great hit! On the side of the face. Hero did not miss. And Ishii on the ground. Yeah, Hero is just getting started. Ishii's catching the beat down right now. And kicks him square in the face. What a boot to the head. I mean, Ishii's got a cinder block like head, but that still hurts.
As he's about to send
another knife edge chop
into the chest of Tomohiro Ishii. When you have the experience,
Hero is thoroughly dominating. He's using his size and strength to his advantage. Hero is doing his thing.
Firm position
Ishii's
here
no small
on
dude.
the, walkway.
He's just dwarfed in size.
Will turn out to work against him.
And knife edge chopping on the stage.
You're only as strong as your last attack when you're on the walkway here.
Ishii with the even number chops is taking the chops better than is winning the chop battle against Hero.
Ishii might be about to get the advantage.
And again, pump kick right in the dome on the stage. Which one of Hero's bread and butters, as we know. The disrespect as he steps right over Ishii. The disrespect. He just leaves you in the ring and then kills you. Stop playing with me with this Cesaro game.
Former tag team partners, to be in fact.
Yeah, the Cesaro game.
The Kings of Wrestling.
With the Kip Ups. But then again, we saw Braun Strowman doing a live video. So there's a live footage of Braun Strowman actually doing
a Kip Up.
Which is terrifying that big man has that kind of ability.
And him doing it against the Big Show, too.
That's scary. Scary. He's just like, Chris Hero is like, whatever right now.
I think he's wise to it. I think
Hero's chilling right now. Like, he's thoroughly dominating this fight. And Ishii's just getting out-muscled. So now what's Hero going to do? Another senton.
Lateral press.
Oh, the lateral press again doesn't hook the leg, but put all the weight on his chest. And the kick out by Ishii.
These lateral presses. Chris Hero never hooked the leg. I don't think for 1 second he thought he'd done enough to put Tomohiro Ishii away.
I would agree with that assessment.
But what I like to see,
again, he's wanted to inflict more punishment.
I like to try and look at the facial
forearms to the chest, to the gut, and a headbutt to the gut
when I'm looking at Tomohiro Ishii,
by Ishii, but Ishii's being worn down. Very good game plan by Hero. A club into the upper back, near the shoulder blades, right to the spine, and follows up. Ishii's trying to eat these attacks.
And be ready for that to occur. Hero
needs remember what I said earlier?
He has a thick skull.
His head is like a cinder block. You're not winning an argument by attacking him in the head. You're going to break your head. He's going to break his head doing that. Stop trying.
Hero is wringing his hand out there.
Stop trying.
And Ishii fires back.
He gave him his best, and Ishii, on this occasion, was not going to be
Ishii gets back in the match because of his giant head. He's going to try. Can he actually do it? No? Still can't.
A pivot in the contest.
Good block by Hero.
A second time, Hero manages to stop.
And once again, Hero breaks the grip and catches on a knife edge chop.
Retaliates with a big chop to the chest.
Follows up with the second one.
Look at the lower body weight, don't you, of Chris Hero and how difficult it is to get him up into a brainbuster. In he goes, but
he missed.
Ishii quick with the move.
Clothesline in the corner. Hero tried to splash. So now he's going to try it again. He's going to try it again. Can he do it?
More loose there.
The crowd's eating it up. He's got him. And a
vertical suplex.
And the crowd kind of guided him along as he did it. He finally gets Hero down. But Hero's right back up. He's going for a back suplex. With the block. As he elbows. That's smart. Now he's using his elbow against the giant massive head. He still got it.
One, two.
This time Ishii hooks the leg. And the kick out.
This time it's Chris Hero with the weak kick out. Ishii never really got a good purchase on that cover there.
Because he never really got us as good of a suplex as he probably wanted to. He somehow pulled it off. Hero blocking and shaking his head.
Around the rope there, just preventing the whip from one side.
Hero's starting to eat Hero's eating those chops.
He's looking good.
The agility.
On the low agility by Hero. And the boot to the head.
The wherewithal to respond to. What's he got now?
Another boot. Boot to the arm. A knee to the face. The combo. And another boot to the head.
Into the cover position here. It's
cover kick out.
But that was 2 and 3.
That combo by Hero.
He hit it with combination after combination.
There were boots, there were knees, and the last boot hurt.
For a reason. And right there,
Chris Hero doing his thing.
Was seconds away from being out of this contest. One more blow. And I think
Hero's thinking, what to do next? What am I going to do next?
Chris Hero, and that's the
what am I going to do next?
Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii. Now Chris Hero. Looking to
Can he get him up?
lift.
He got pile driver on that massive head. Remember the massive head. He ate the pile driver. And Hero is shook. He promptly kicks him. Good Lord, he not only did Ishii not go down, he wanted more. And then headbutted right in his chin. Ishii headbutted him right in his chin.
Temple to chin.
And the temple, and Ishii's temple wins. Right in the chin.
Watch his feet as he gets up. They're going to be shaky.
Hero's like, what do I do now? Pile drivers are useless against a massive head like his, the forearm. Hero's trying to eat forearms.
Hero's standing on his feet.
But he's still on his feet. A forearm to the back of the head. A clothesline. Hero eats all of it. And then tells Ishii he's number one. And then Hero comes back with the forearm. Discus forearm. Another one, but this time Ishii beats him with a forearm.
Headbutt to the temple.
I don't think Hero's winning that argument. And then the clothesline. This time Ishii hooks the leg. Hero tried to headbutt with Ishii. Hero did not win that particular exchange.
He's going to the sliding lariat. Yes!
And he hits it clean. And then hooks the leg. He cradled Hero and hooked the leg as he did it. But the kick out by Hero.
In the last minute or two, this one has swung.
Ishii's got all the momentum now.
And now it's firmly in the side of the
This match turned when Hero tried to hit him in his head.
So accustomed to these.
He's going for the brainbuster, no, but it was kicked out.
Brainbuster was blocked. Goes behind.
So,
Rotating
duck under.
around, looking for the
But Hero with the counter.
Quick reversal there.
And then Ishii counters back. Now forearms back in the chin.
Big forearms.
And then runs directly into a devastating boot. This time Hero hooks the leg. And the kick out. He ran head first into the boot. And Hero did not miss.
Human logic. How on earth can one man take those blows and still?
And the crowd,
They deserve that chant.
The crowd showing love. Both these guys indeed.
Tomohiro Ishii is here to make a statement.
Both these guys
Now on the
indeed.
match we have a former PWE World Champion and two-time Ring of Honor World Tag Champion and CZW
Both guys are up.
Heavyweight Champion. In the other corner we have a
And both guys are ready to charge at each other. Full steam.
and they collide.
Shoulder blocks.
And it's inconclusive.
Hero won that exchange. Then the diving clothesline in the corner. Ducks into the corner. He's going for a German. Hero's like, stop playing with me.
No.
Hero's got
No.
up in his face like, no, you're not giving me a German about an hour and you try. Hero then probably tried to elbow him in the head. That didn't work out well either. So Hero's going to try to reverse the grip. He does.
Quite ironically, like a pit bull.
Elbows, forearms, discus, duck, German, connects.
With the German.
The
And
problem
Hero
is,
gets on!
Hero got him first. Hero got him first.
Watch out!
Ducks the boot. Ishii does the boot. Hero does the clothesline. It's a girl to the head. And Hero said that's cute.
Swatted him away. He took one step
Hero
back.
blocked it and then forearm right in the jaw.
Huge forearms, huge boots.
Going for the cravat.
Nope. Countered by Ishii. And a running right hand. And a forearm by Hero.
Who will get the upper hand and bring you?
Both guys are out on their feet.
Discus. No!
No, discus chop. It's a Guri. To the head. This time Hero not stunned. And it comes back with a discus forearm, which caught Ishii clean in the face. Two. And the kick out by Ishii. What an exchange. And both these guys are hitting each other as hard as possible. And neither guy is staying down.
We're on our feet. This is pro wrestling at the best.
This is crazy right here.
This is two of the best wrestlers on the entire
Two of the
planet.
baddest dudes on the planet. He ain't kidding.
We'll just be quiet for a moment and let the fans speak for us. As Chris
I agree with
Hero
him.
still has the
I
advantage
agree with
here.
them. With the commentators.
Can he get that
Let that breathe.
decisive blow? He's tried so
Ishii's
hard.
Oh, no.
Here's going for the pile driver again.
Well, the first
He's
time.
holding it up. Oh!
And Ishii said that's cute. And then that forearm was not as attractive to Ishii. Pile driver, forearm, and now he's going to cradle it.
Gotch.
He's going Gotch style.
Pile driver.
This time he didn't hold it. He just dropped him on his head. And Hero wins.
Yep.
What a match.
My goodness.
What a match.
My goodness.
He's done it. It was the effort of his life, Andy Quilter.
He brought it and brought it so heavy. And I think that was the only way either man was going to win. The other one had to be knocked out for it to go down.
Oh, my.
That was so sick. So that was really good. And by the way, while we watched that show from Rev Pro, well wishes to Vader, I'm sure you heard about this. Well wishes to Vader. That apparently his doctor told him he has 2 years to live because of all the abuse he's taken in the ring, all his brain issues. So we're hoping Vader pulls through, and a lot of people are starting to kind of get momentum that could Vader be in the Hall of Fame, which you would think he probably should be considering what Vader is. The road that he's paved as big man, agile big man, in the history of wrestling. You saw one of them in Hero, another one in Jeff Cobb. Obviously, rest in peace to Bam Bam. And Kevin Owens, as you know, are great agile big men. And Vader was one of the pioneers of that. So we're hoping Vader pulls through. And if he did get in the Hall of Fame, that would be awesome. If he got in the Hall of Fame sooner rather than later, that would be awesome.
Yep, and now we have Survivor Series.
So Survivor Series is this Sunday. This has routinely been my favorite pay-per-view of the year because of the controversy that happened in the late 90s, early 2000s. This has been my favorite of the group. And we've had some really good 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches over the years. And we've had some stacked teams, and this is one of them. So, with the theme of Raw versus SmackDown taking place,
2005.
we're going to jump back to 11 years ago, 2005, Survivor Series in Detroit, Michigan.
This was really the first storyline I was invested in.
Okay. And this was Raw v SmackDown 5-on-5. Raw's team of the World Tag Team Champions Big Show and Kane, Carlito, Chris Masters, and Captain Shawn Michaels. SmackDown's team, World Heavyweight Champion Batista. This is Batista's first world title reign. This is Batista. You had Rey Mysterio, Randy Orton, who took the place of late great Eddie Guerrero, who's supposed to be in this match, JBL, and a newcomer Bobby Lashley. So this was the 10 men in the teams. Michael Cole is the constant. Cole was commentating for the SmackDown side of things. He was the lead anchor on SmackDown for years with Taz. Apparently there's an ACW thing coming to the networks at the start of 2017. That's why he was at SmackDown. Salute to Tommy Chimel, by the way. This is before Edge was coming up, by the way. We should all mention. Yep.
It was a legitimate question asked early on tonight by team member Randy Orton. Is Batista 100%? He has been driven through cars. He has been driven through and out tables by Big Show and Kane of Raw over the past couple of weeks.
That's really what this was, yes.
What is the condition of the World Heavyweight Champion? Well, no one's quite sure, but I'll tell you what. I'll take Batista at 60%, 50%, whatever. This man has got intestinal fortitude and toughness, and don't bitch and moan about it. He's going to get it done tonight. It was just 2 nights ago.
Yep.
I was thinking of the 2004 one.
04 there were two different ones. 04 had for Raw, it was Randy Orton. It was Randy Orton as a face. It was the two Chris's, Benoit and Jericho, Randy Orton and Maven versus Triple H, Batista, Edge, and Gene Snitsky. So Snitsky. The stakes of that match for Raw were whichever team won would control that. Each member would get a week to control Raw. So, and as Bischoff took the following month off. Orton's team won. This was the Randy Orton's original Survivor Series, actually second Survivor Series match, and the second straight that he was the sole survivor. And Orton's team controlled Raw, which led to Orton's week, where Benoit.
Which one was the one where Undertaker returned?
This one.
Oh, this was the one.
It was this one.
Oh.
Yeah, it was this one. So
there's Jillian Hall.
Yep, Jillian Hall. with JBL. Obviously, JBL was still with the whole image consultant thing. That's what Julian Hall was for. Julian Hall, a cup of coffee with the Divas Championship.
And a Christmas album.
Yes.
That everyone would love to forget.
Yep. Well, thankfully, the Divas Championship reign was mostly forgettable. It lasted like 5 minutes, so it was whatever. Obviously, Batista and Rey were honoring Rey Mysterio.
Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero, I'm sorry. Honoring Eddie Guerrero. As Eddie passed away about 2.5 weeks before this. Yeah, 2.5 weeks before. Yeah. Because Eddie was supposed to be in this match. That's what led to Randy Orton being in the match in the first place. As Eddie won that match against Mr. Kennedy.
And they were doing the Eddie Batista thing at the time.
Right. And then because Eddie was the number one guy for the World Heavyweight Championship. So Eddie abruptly, unfortunately, passed in Minneapolis, and then that's what led to all this. Yes. This is when Lashley was on the come up.
From Colorado Springs, Colorado, weighing in at 273 pounds, Bobby Lashley. He is the real
He was
deal.
a problem. He was seriously on the rise in WWE. He was a serious main event status guy on the way. He wasn't even rushed either. He was just seriously on the rise. She's really, really good in WWE, which is parlayed to TNA and has turned into a really good TNA World Champion. What, 3 times? 4 times?
Don't know much about this guy. They can't scout him.
The old Randy Orton team.
Yes. I do enjoy this theme better than the Voices one. I do enjoy this one better.
It fits him more.
It does.
There's Bob Orton.
That young, Hall of Famer Bob Orton, who Orton inducted into the Hall of Fame, earlier that year. Oh yeah, I love the setup that they did the week before this. Both Raw and SmackDown had setups where they became brawls. They became straight up brawls between the two teams. It was amazing, especially SmackDown's.
I'm gonna tell you what's mine.
Yes, Randy Orton with the theme and the pose, the greatest pose of all time. The greatest pose of all time.
I would go with the Rainmaker pose.
Okay, all right. I'll take Orton's, but I can respect it. So, SmackDown team. You wonder why JBL reps SmackDown so heavy? Longest reigning champion on the show is part of this team. You wonder why JBL reps SmackDown so hard. The world champions on this squad. All 5 of them world champions. All 5 of them world champions.
That's all we need. Is that all you got? That's all we need, my man.
So heavy.
Hey, King, let's let them put their pom-poms and shirts down, stop being cheerleaders, and be the real team.
This looks like the parallels to this team.
Kind of, sort of.
To the team SmackDown has now.
Obviously, Orton. Orton's the one constant here. And then you
World
have,
champion.
Yep, AJ Styles.
World champion.
Is world champion. You have Orton's world champion. Bray Wyatt on the come up. Similar to
Lashley.
I just feel the role Lashley. Right. This guy is not there yet, but I expect him to be. Let's see here. We got Dean Ambrose.
World champion.
He's a world champion. Who I think would fit the role best.
And Shane
McMahon, who I guess fits the role of Rey Mysterio, considering how crazy he is and how many risks he's willing to take. So Shane fits the role of Rey. Orton's obviously himself here. Dean and AJ.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you remember Carlito?
Yes.
Oh, this is when Carlito was on the come up. Well, Carlito and Chris Masters were on the come up at this time. They were on their way up. They really were. Both guys would compete in the Elimination Chamber
In 06.
with Michaels and Kane involved with Angle and Cena. They would all compete in the Elimination Chamber. Carlito got to the final 2. As Cena became the first to go wire to wire to win the Chamber.
It occurred to me that it might be great if
And then Edge cashed in Money in the Bank, and that's what really jump-started the rise of Edge. Or kept the rise of Edge going.
Because this was the Matt Hardy feud.
Yeah. That's what started Edge, and then what kept him around was winning the WWE Championship.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I remember how ridiculous this entrance was. Yep.
and how much they played it up, and how much they played this up. Yeah, Chris
He
Masters.
just did the posing.
Yep. Where bodybuilder to the fullest extent of the law.
He wasn't that good in the ring.
No, he wasn't. He had the master lock, but that's all he had. He had no other skill. And JBL would kill him on the mic, too. JBL bodied him on the mic so hard. With the classic line being $1 million body, nickel brain. With the classic line he dropped on Chris Masters. He thought Chris Masters was as dumb as toast.
The masterpiece, Chris Master.
You know what the biggest difference is, Joey Styles? We're out here having.
Oh my God, Coach on commentary.
Coach has gotten so much better since he's left WWE. He's so much better. He's so much more fluid on ESPN. Keep in mind, Joey Styles has just gotten to the company, so Styles did actually do play-by-play on Raw. Coach was there as like the third guy.
That really is saying something.
You got Big Show and Kane.
Oh, he's big. I'll give you that, no doubt.
Which, the parallel on Raw's team,
Braun Strowman.
Yeah. There's Strowman, and then you have, let's see here,
Kane.
Kevin Owens, I guess would be, Kevin Owens world champion.
There's no parallels between this
there
Raw
isn't.
team.
No, there isn't. SmackDown's yes. With exception of Strowman and maybe Jericho as opposed to Michaels.
Yeah.
That's really it. As an experienced guy, that's basically it.
This team was more cohesive.
Yeah.
Beat the ass of the Big Shows. They'll whoop them, I'm telling you. Oh, yeah.
Or I guess
Slow
you could say
chemicals.
I guess you could say Rollins to Michaels, considering the in-ring skill. Oh, have you heard like the stories like Rollins went on radio? It was like he loved to be the one to fight Michaels as opposed to AJ, who loved to fight him. And they were talking like Rollins should fight AJ and the winner gets Michaels at WrestleMania.
Oh my God.
Wait,
Rollins, AJ. Oh.
yeah.
If the winner faces Michaels, I wouldn't be opposed to either one.
And then I read it like somebody immediately replied with a Facebook comment. Have Triple H cost Rollins the match and have DX versus Rollins in Styles, which which is like, yeah, we can do that.
We can do that.
Yeah, let's go. We can roll with that. Then we get all the combos. Although AJ and Triple H would be interesting, but we get all the combos otherwise.
Yeah.
Because both get in Michaels, Rollins gets in Hunter, but then Triple H AJ is going to be that's the part.
He'll be placed outside the ring.
So here we go.
Batista wants to start.
So here we go.
Isn't that convenient? Somehow.
Why Batista ended up with the bandages? He got double choke slammed on the cars, on a car and through a table by a Big Show and Kane. So that's why Batista had the bandages there. That's why they're there. So here we go. Sounds gonna be Randy Orton, young Randy Orton.
So nonetheless, this is traditional Survivor Series rules. Once you're eliminated, you must.
He's gonna fight the captain, Shawn Michaels.
No, Batista wanted to stop, but his teammates didn't want him to.
Here we go.
Because he's a walking wounded. They know it. What does that mean? I'm saying he wants to
get it.
stop. You're saying he's the walk. That makes no sense. So listen, it's going to start off with a legend killer Randy Orton and the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. Now remember,
SmackDown's team was so stacked.
delivered the RKO.
Looking back on it, SmackDown's team was so stacked.
Past Friday night, it was the sweet chin music from Shawn Michaels to Randy.
Collar elbow tie up to start it.
Off in this matchup here, traditional Survivor Series style.
Orton being a little bit bigger and stronger than Michaels here.
All these guys have different.
Actually, Orton's like 6'5", and Michaels like, what, 5'11"?
You can't have an agenda. You can't have a vendetta. You just need to eliminate.
This is cocky Randy Orton. This is before Randy Orton was like...
I hear voices in my head.
Yeah, this is before Randy Orton hit his peak. Randy Orton's like peak of power started in 2007, I think, for Orton. Immediately after his tag team partnership ended with Edge. I think that's when Orton's peak of powers began. This is Orton on the come up, still wet behind the ears. But raw, gifted talent type of flow.
Collar and elbow tie-up. Shawn Michaels backed into the corner by the man, the legend killer, Randy Orton, who's really developing a legend of his own in Survivor Series. He's been the sole survivor of the last 2 Survivor Series matchups.
Again, cocky Orton. And he slapped Shawn Michaels. So, okay.
That'll wake him up.
So I was like, all right. We go on this route. We can go this route. So, Michaels responds in kind, and Michaels wins the argument.
You ever heard of being slapped down, coach? That's what happened right there.
Michaels wins the argument. Orton's like, well, yeah, well, what you gonna do, Randy? What's good?
It's actually the Raw referee, Mike Chioda, who apparently won the drawing of the straws. He's in the ring. SmackDown referee Nick Patrick.
Yep. So we got some.
Shawn Michaels going to work
And then they got the chain wrestling. Yep. The great side headlocks, the chain wrestling. Orton trying to lock the head, and it comes back with the slaps. It comes back with a quick slap. And Randy Orton, I love how Orton sold this so well. And Michaels won that argument there. And the knife has chops. Oh, and there was a classic last man standing match for Triple H and Flair earlier on this card. It was an outstanding last man standing match for Triple H and Flair. Earlier on in the evening. As Flair was actually Intercontinental Champion at this time.
I think you want to take someone like HBK, who's not as large as the other.
Another knife edge chop by Orton, by Michaels.
Use him as a sacrificial lamb if you can.
But what if you're the Raw guys, King?
Well, you got to ask those guys over there.
I did.
Well, okay, let me answer the question. You know, it's all about eliminating people.
Nice kick to the head by Orton. And one thing Orton's always done well, the uppercuts. Forearm to the face, but a kick out.
Ooh. I haven't watched this match in like years. I had the DVD for this.
I've seen this match a few times. Styles continuing to get eviscerated by Taz. Orton dropped his knee and missed Michaels.
Okay, here we go.
As now Michaels starts to go to work with the team wrestling, brings in Chris Masters. This is really Masters and Carlito's first time on a main event stage. Lashley's too in this instance. But Orton continued to work out the arm until Masters continued to work out the arm until Orton worked out the eye. And then clubbing blows to the back. And a knee to the face on the Masters.
I'm going to ask you guys a serious question, in all seriousness. Okay. From what we saw earlier on tonight, do you really think, because our
Orton's starting to go to work. So Masters outmuscles Orton.
All 5 of your SmackDown superstars are really on the same page?
I thought you said you had a serious.
Masters didn't chop anywhere near as hard as I thought he would there.
Yeah.
But he did.
Who's not getting along? Our guys, they had a log in the back, so what? It's, you know, it's competitive juices.
Shoulder tackle by Masters.
It's all about for these guys being the most dominant brand. Here's the
Masters hooks the leg and JBL kicks Masters right in the back.
Can one of you guys over there tell me how our guys haven't gotten along? Tell me since the bell rang.
Another uppercut.
King, you're the oldest. You tell me.
Well, they're doing okay so far. We didn't say they didn't get along up to now. We're saying can they
Now
last
tag,
throughout the entire match?
Orton then tags Lashley. And here we go. Here we go. Chris Masters. You go try to out-wrestle Bobby Lashley. You're not about this life. We all knew it right there that Masters wasn't about the life against Lashley.
I see him.
They're both incredibly jacked, but Lashley can wrestle. Chris Masters will figure that out the hard way. In a fluid, clean power slam by Lashley. And Lashley's about to go to work. Oh, Masters got out of the way. Good clothesline.
Shut up the WWE dual airbags over there.
Hey, Coach, didn't you use that like two pay-per-view goes on us? Didn't you use that same line?
He's going for the Master Lock. He's going for the Master Lock, which Lashley actually did break in 2007. But Lashley's too strong. Lashley's too strong.
This was the peak of the Master Lock Challenge.
Yep. This is before that. Actually, no, this wasn't before that. This was part of that. Yeah, you're right. This was part of that. Carlito, for some reason, tagged. No, Carlito was not ready for that life, and Carlito still isn't ready for that life. Because Carlito gets military pressed into the ring and field. You want it? No, you don't want the parts. And Carlito understands he wants the parts. Oh, you threw a punch and you shouldn't have. You threw a punch and you shouldn't have, and he regrets that decision. 2 straight clotheslines. Lashley is cleaning house. Running power slam. Oh. That running power slam by Lashley. Hooks both legs. Or hooks one leg, hooks the far leg, and kick out. Good move for Strowman. Strowman should probably use that as at least the setup. Oh, that's a finisher. He runs right into an elbow from Carlito. Carlito immediately attacks
The work
Michaels.
rate's totally different.
Huh?
The work rate between 05 and...
It is.
Because I feel like the Survivor Series match this year will be a lot better.
Oh, yeah, because the talent's better. The talent's better. As Lashley receiving the domination on Michaels now, which is a horrible mismatch for Shawn, strength-wise. But Shawn obviously wrestled guys bigger. Another belly-to-belly suplex. As Shawn Michaels just getting tossed around the ring. It's completely cleaning house, and Lashley's destroying people. Carlito, for some reason, jumped back into the ring. I guess he wanted more of his beatdown. So Bobby Lashley acquiesces. So now Shawn Michaels can get it too. Shawn Michaels can get it too. And Kane being Kane deletes Bobby Lashley from the proceedings.
Delete.
Michaels pins Lashley after the chokeslam. As good as Lashley was,
And then we got a dream match.
Rey Mysterio and Shawn Michaels, who had a great one-on-one in 2010 on a SmackDown. That was a brilliant one-on-one. Rey Mysterio dropkick right to the knee. They've had some really good... Rey and Shawn had 2 great one-on-ones. One the night they honored Eddie, Rey and Shawn did.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they had the great one-on-one there where Rey won, but that was a brilliant one-on-one. And then they had another one-on-one on a SmackDown in 2010 where they ended with a no contest because of interference. But those were 2 great one-on-ones. Now Carlito. Actually, Chris Masters beating up Rey Mysterio. That was part of this whole deal. Rey Mysterio was basically being bullied by Carlito and Chris Masters. Chris Masters basically getting his workout and dumping Rey Mysterio. And now this is where Raw has the advantage, the strength. The size and strength ability that Raw had in this match over SmackDown was
the memories
scary.
of Rey Mysterio versus Kane.
Oh, yeah. If Rey Mysterio's got to use the quickness and speed. Yep. You just use that quickness and speed. As they were, Kane and Big Show were incredibly imposing as tag champions. Mysterio eats every bit of that boot from Kane. Every bit of that boot from Kane.
You know what, Michael? When Big Show goes to the bathroom, it's bigger than that.
It's a very painful experience for Rey Mysterio.
Oh my God, Waller with the dumb comment of when Big Show goes to the bathroom.
They were making Big Show fat jokes. Yeah, there were lots of Big Show fat jokes at this time.
Yeah, because Big Show was
massive. He
slimmed down.
He came back and dropped 125, 150.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I want to correct Coach. By the way, Coach, nobody picked any teams. They had played.
Yeah, no, it's Kane continuing to destroy Mysterio with ease.
What are they doing to win matches to get here? I'm not fighting you guys. I'm not fighting you guys.
They're the 3 on the apron, Orton, Batista, JBL, all trying to reach to get the Mysterio.
Just be quiet. That's the way SmackDown.
But the strength of Kane.
We're not jealous. We just ask for some respect. We're the #1 show on Friday nights. We're kicking everybody's rear end in the ratings. We've dominated you guys for 2 months, so show us some respect for a change.
Angry Michael Cole.
We're the #1 show on cable in the world. Hey, Joey, you're on cable. We're on the last 10 years.
Who's that?
Joey Styles.
Oh God.
Yeah, just.
We have to mention about Joey Styles.
I told you the Styles was brought back. He was brought to WWE a little after JR.
You know what happened this past weekend with Joey Styles?
He got fired. Where did he get fired from?
Evolve, Shakara.
Yeah.
For making dumb comments.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I did see that. So now he tags in Batista. Now Batista's gonna fight Kane. As Mysterio finally got away from Kane. Yep, that's exactly what happened. So
bandage is like a big target on his body.
Well, it was Kane and Big Show who caused that bandage to be on the
yep. And Batista now trying to go to work on Kane, but Kane responds. And an uppercut right to the ribs. And then Kane cleans house.
It's like a big bullseye. You're right. I know. Oh, that was fair, knocking Kane down. And
That's Batista.
to the heart of our champion.
Shawn Michaels proceeded to run into Batista. Carlito did too.
Batista, one-man wrecking crew.
And Batista cleaned the house until Big Show showed up. That looked close to a low blow. Meanwhile, Kane caught with the 619.
Batista had a beautiful spine buster.
Yes, he did. And that was what it was on Kane. Kane out. Unfortunately, one giant out, one giant in. Choke slam Big Show. Batista kicks out. He definitely does have to tag out now. Uh-oh. Kane sat up, and now the World Tag Team Champion's going to work.
He should be kicked out of the ring. No, you got to take out the team captain. Take him out.
Oh, and he was at 453 with a high title reign, by the way. Meanwhile, Kane and Batista going to work. Double choke slam, delete button pressed. Batista is about to go back to the locker room.
Delete!
You already know what this is.
Delete!
And Batista goes out. So now JBL comes in. Was about to run into a choke slam as well, but kick Big Show low. The ref didn't see it, so we're good here. As SmackDown's already lost his two strongest men on the team, Batista and Lashley, JBL for some reason jumped in the Big Show and got easily power slammed. So now it's 4-on-3, and the size difference of Big Show, ow. The size difference of Big Show dwarfs all that on SmackDown. So Raw with the advantage. Big Show with a super kick.
Springboard.
Bad life choice. Ow. Big Show proceeded to throw Mysterio into the corner.
Damn.
he straight threw him into the turnbuckle. There was no other way to say it. And
Clothesline for Bell.
Here it comes.
Clothesline for Bell.
He drops him clean. JBL hits his big move. JBL hits his bread and butter. JBL thinks it's sweet and then realizes, oh, you might want to go harder than that. JBL tags Mysterio. He's like, wait, we gotta do everything to hit him.
We got this.
619. Unfortunately, Big Show's on his feet. That doesn't help Mysterio at all.
And then
Orton, beautiful roll into the ring, drops an RKO. So
out of nowhere.
And we think it's cool. Orton's like, wait, we gotta hit him harder than that. So JBL comes back in. Big Show taking all these finishers. Another clothesline. So it's two clotheslines from hell. And he's still moving. He's still up.
West Coast Pop.
Yep, West Coast Pop 2. And Mysterio pins Big Show. It took all that to pin Big Show. So now it's 3-on-3, and the size advantage is effectively gone. And now
size advantage actually goes to SmackDown.
Yeah, JBL and Orton. With JBL and Orton, right? Because they're bigger than Carlito and Michaels. Speaking of Michaels and JBL about to give him that fallaway slam. On the floor, Michaels eats that fallaway slam, and now it's effectively 3-on-2 with two veterans, JBL and Mysterio, and a youngster at the time, Orton. And they got Carlito and Masters, the two youngsters on Raw. Masters in the ring with Mysterio. And the World Tag Team Champions eliminated from Raw.
3-on-3. Last man standing win this matchup.
So now
Carlito's tagged in by Chris Masters. These are the two.
Carlito and Masters, who actually became a decent tag team. Nice vertical suplex by Carlito. Carlito floats over, hooks the leg, and the kick out by Mysterio.
Mysterio, I'll tell you what, Coach King Styles. I mean, you know, if you don't know about Mysterio,
Carlito going to work.
Take punishment. And I know
Nice leg drop.
Dish it out, but Ray can take it.
Well, he's going to have to take the leg drop again. There's the cover.
Carlito with the press, and then the kick out.
Carlito. Yeah.
Really, Carlito was legit. He was legit back then. He's one of those dudes on the come up on Raw. He was good. Has some serious skill and ability. Pretty much all the personality of the Clone brothers, or the Clone family, between him, Primo, and Epico.
What do you say now? HBK's not moving, King.
Yeah, right now he's not.
Carlito with the headlock on the side
Sleeper hold.
Yeah, sleeper hold on Mysterio.
Oh yeah, I'm all broken up. I'm a very sensitive person. I can care less. I want SmackDown to win.
And now he's got the body scissors, trying to make sure Ray goes nowhere. Well, he's got half the body scissors because his left leg's still under Mysterio.
Who is in a world of trouble here.
It's not that we're like getting on you guys and yelling and getting hot. Okay,
Chris Masters checking on Michaels there. Michaels does not move from the fallaway slam.
We are just passionate about our brand. We're passionate about the SmackDown athletes that we have, and we don't feel we get our rights in. He thinks you protest too much.
What do you mean we don't give a damn? We don't worry about you guys. We pay attention to
I'm
Raw.
not saying you worry about us, but I'm proud of what our guys and Soul's Bowl, what our guys do. If you don't like the way we exemplify it, then that's too damn bad.
Hey, you know, Eric Bischoff started this whole damn thing when he shut off the lights at the WWE Homecoming at a SmackDown match.
Carlito seemed to dominate the match. Now the tag in by JBL. Uh-oh, Carlito about to catch him. Unfortunately, Carlito eats the clothesline from hell from JBL. And that's the end of Carlito's night.
Eliminates Carlito.
There we go, JBL.
And Masters into the matchup. SmackDown with 3.
So now it's 3-on-2. And JBL is just pummeling Chris Masters.
Like the locker room leader he is.
Not looking good, guys.
That's obviously a big joke.
Yep.
Here's the cover by Masters. Hooks the leg. Shoulders down. He's got him here.
And the kick out by JBL after Masters got a little bit of the advantage. Michael's still down.
I'm surprised Sin Cara got a match on Raw.
And that was because of the fall away.
I am too, actually.
Off the tag. Mysterio caught in midair.
And then teamwork. Good teamwork by JBL with Mysterio.
Kick out by Masters at 2.
That was close.
Come on, Chris Masters. You got to hang
teamwork.
in there somehow until Shawn Michaels can get back to his feet. I don't hear you guys talking about how bad our teamwork is now.
I don't hear it. I don't hear any of it.
Nice diving into the corner there by Masters on Mysterio.
Masters again.
Oh, this time he dove in, but Mysterio wasn't there in between.
Masters got to be hurt now.
And Masters is in trouble because Masters' shoulder hit that post. 619. 619 Mysterio. Drops the dime. On the back of the neck, and that's going to end Chris Masters' night. So now it's 3-on-1, and Michaels is the one. So now SmackDown really can go to work.
That's it. It's over. We won, right?
No, it's not over.
Watch this springboard. Watch his whole butt right in his head.
Dropping the dime to the back of the head. And JBL out there.
Now SmackDown really going to work.
Expecting the damage he did. Remember, JBL over Mysterio left for SmackDown. 3 superstars. Only one left for Raw. Look out. Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels.
Shawn, come on, Shawn.
Is in La La Land.
Sure is. Now JBL shuffles Shawn Michaels back in the ring. And of all these superstars, Shawn Michaels is the one from Raw that I'm worried about the most because of his experience and his success.
Yeah, but Shawn Michaels
is in deep trouble.
Out of this matchup, and 3 SmackDown superstars remain. And Rey Mysterio begins.
HBK is in deep trouble.
Knocking out of Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels has been knocked out for about the last 4.5 minutes. Mysterio.
A knife edge chop by Michaels on the Mysterio.
I guess it didn't dawn on you geniuses to leave him outside and take the count of victory. Oh, you know what, Joey? I'm not actually in the...
And another 619 from Mysterio. He's in real trouble.
Stop mailing in like he's sitting on my ass.
And Shawn Michaels.
And then Triggs! And he drops the sweet chin music and Mysterio jumped right into it. And Mysterio's out. He jumped directly into sweet chin music. JBL ducks. Michaels claps JBL with speech and music. And just like that,
It's one-on-one.
Michaels with 3 pins in the match. And now it's one-on-one. It's Michaels versus Orton. Same way as Survivor Series 03. Michaels and Orton were the last 2 left in that matchup for Austin versus Bischoff. Bischoff and Orton won that match. Now let's see with Raw versus SmackDown. Michaels with a furious and quick rally.
Stalking the legend, Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton, looking for his moment.
Come on, Randy. Don't get cocky now, Randy. Come on.
Looking for the opening. Looking for Shawn Michaels to get to his feet. Just do it.
He's waiting RKO. No.
Goes flat.
Oh, Orton gets out of the way of switching music.
Watch out, watch out.
And then,
Shawn Michaels taking Orton out.
beautiful crossbody. A good crossbody. Plancha. We'll go with the plancha there.
As the legend killer, if he can knock off Shawn Michaels in this Survivor Series matchup.
Yeah, but what will you think of Shawn Michaels if he takes out Rey Mysterio, followed by JBL, and then Randy Orton?
And this worked out the same way 03 did. Well, remember, Michaels is 3-on-1 in that match with Jericho and Christian. And Michaels eliminated Christian, then Jericho when the next to Batista, when their Evolution was together. It was Orton that won. But Michaels getting back in this match, just like he did that.
And here we go.
Michaels about to go to work. Before Cole used the word vintage. Michaels about to go to work. Here we go. Tommy drop.
Be careful, Orton. And Randy Orton in trouble. Knocked down, but back to his feet.
Orton's in real trouble.
Michaels again with another clothesline. But Randy Orton trying to make it back to his feet more gingerly this time.
Another body slam.
Clothesline, body slam.
And this time, Randy Orton not back to his feet. Come on, Shawn, get to the top rope. I know that's where you want to go.
Shawn Michaels out to the apron.
Well, that's where
Come on, give him that big elbow.
He's great from the top rope. That's well documented.
Come on, JBL still there.
Do it.
Oh no, watch out!
A beautiful elbow.
The flying elbow connected.
It looks like SmackDown's in trouble.
Cover it, Shawn, cover it.
And SmackDown's dream of pulling off the victory could be close to ending here.
Well, there's no gas.
What kind of sucks about this? For now, Ziggler's not even on the card as a Survivor Series.
Not much gas left in Randy Orton's tank either.
This is what kind of sucks about this whole situation. Oh, with
out here at ringside.
the 5-on-5.
Side seat for this match.
He took that damn sweet chin music in the face, and I doubt highly he's pulling a chair out to sit on it.
Shawn Michaels sat to his feet. Gonna tune up the band.
Oh no, I hit me with the stomping thing.
JBL shoved Nick Patrick out of the way.
I know. Hey, watch out.
JBL swung for the fences and missed. Shawn did not. Unfortunately for Shawn, he turned away from Randy Orton and right into an RKO. That's going to do it. Orton hooks both legs. SmackDown wins.
And then
The third straight year, Randy Orton.
Looks as if he's seen a ghost.
For the third straight year, Randy Orton would be the sole survivor on his team.
And he was victorious with Team SmackDown.
and then this.
Orton knew it was coming because Orton knew it was coming. He's like, get me down, get me down. Don't you understand what's coming? Orton completely
All the
understood.
job guys. There's Kendrick.
Yep. There's Regal's there.
The Dicks.
Funaki, Nunzio, or Lil Guido.
What the hell's going on?
I did not say a curse word. That was the actual tag team name.
That was the tag. Yeah, we should clarify that actually was the tag team name. That actually was legitimately named. Oh, one of those teams we'd rather
Big
not
Vito.
remember. Yep, Big Vito. Yep. Yeah, because they're the football Italians. FBI. Big Vito, Lil Guido. Yep, there's full-blood Italians.
Celebrating now. He shouldn't be in shock, but
Remember the beef Orton and Taker had.
Scotty Too Hottie.
Yep, Scotty Too Hottie was
Simon
there.
Dean.
Yep.
Oh, the horrendous gimmicks back in.
Oh, yeah. No kidding. So did Funaki, though. Funaki was there.
Funaki was okay.
Yeah, Funaki was fine. Him and Taco, Kai Tai, that was actually
And
good.
Dick Togo.
Yeah.
That was his name, Dick Togo.
Yep. It was
I talked about him earlier on the Greatest wrestler ever. And I did. Oh, yes.
Yes. To remember, they had the casket match. The Ortons versus Taker had a casket match at No Mercy. The Ortons won, and Randy would finish the deal by setting the casket on fire. As only Undertaker could, Taker was not in the casket at the time. But Undertaker returns in a burning casket.
Oh my God.
Yep.
With rage.
This was one of the best returns of all time.
Oh, yeah. No, this was legit awesome.
Lit a casket on fire with the Undertaker inside.
This is Undertaker powers, like, still at its peak. And Randy Orton shook as he should have been.
But the ghost is coming to the ring, and I don't think he's here to celebrate.
All of you run. Taker just tossed somebody. I didn't see who it was. I don't think it mattered. Body count. He boots Simon Dean. And destroys. Yeah. Funaki catches a right hand.
Orlando Jordan.
Yep. Everybody eats right hands. Taker basically just grabbing people. Bye.
Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick eats the chokeslam.
Champion.
Paul Burchill. Regal trying to throw right hands with Taker. Regal's not winning that argument. Everybody cleared out, and Regal is about to eat that tombstone and gets left laying as Taker leaves the body count in his wake. Orton shook.
And Orton.
This led to a Hell in a Cell between Taker and Orton, which was actually really entertaining. Taker would win, but Randy Orton would kind of make himself known in that match. And Taker doing his thing.
Yes. That was excellent.
Short, sweet, to the point return by Undertaker.
Yes.
But it kept it going.
Peak of powers.
Yep, it kept it going.
Oh, man.
And Orton played the role so well.
It is indeed the beginning of the end. Good night from Detroit.
And that's how that ended.
So, I don't think that chaos will happen at Survivor Series, but
probably not. But would it shock you if if AJ was last man eliminated and Raw won and Taker would come out and Tombstone AJ?
Oh.
Because remember his promo. He said, if y'all lose, you're going to fear the wrath of the dead man. So the Taker is coming for people if y'all lose, if they lose the fight.
Oh my God. I'm tired. But that will do it for us.
Yep. So
Kukoi Gets Raw is at 1 o'clock.
Yep. So he will preview and take you through
Kukoi and Chris and Tim.
Yep. So they'll preview Survivor Series, like a little bit more in depth. They'll probably have some Survivor Series memories. What were some of your favorite Survivor Series memories?
It was that.
Oh, that one. Okay. Let's see. I love the Elimination Chamber in 02. I love the... Let's see here. Obviously, Sting debut a couple years ago was good, the way they did it. Obviously, all the stuff that led up to what made Survivor Series my favorite. The screw job, the Austin Carr thing was bananas. The 2001 match I thought had two of the three best teams ever, which was Team WWF was World Champion The Rock, Kane, Big Show, Undertaker, Chris Jericho versus WCW, ECW, which is WWE Champion Austin, Hardcore Champion RVD, Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon, and Booker T, which was a loaded match. That match was great. 03 was nuts with those matches, with the 5 main events, really. You saw that in 05, and 06 was in Philly, which had the last clean sweep on a Survivor Series team, with Team DX beating Team Rated RKO in a shutout, where that was so OP. But yeah, that's some of my favorite Survivor Series memories overall. But it's been a good pay-per-view over the years. Hope that this year is going to be good. Obviously, Leslie Goldberg is the headliner, but we're hoping this year is going to be good. And please bring that Cruiserweight title to SmackDown. We can't stress it enough.
We're praying.
We can't stress that enough. We need Kalisto to win the Cruiserweight Championship and bring that to SmackDown.
That will do it for us.
Yep. So Lounge will be Monday. Week 11 in the NFL season. We'll talk about, obviously, Eagles Seattle will be the main thing. College football playoff. How do you feel about what happened last weekend? We're number 8. Penn State's 8 now. So we got to just take care of business and cheer for the Buckeyes next week. That's pretty much the goal. We'll talk about a little bit of hockey, a little bit of basketball. But a lot of it's going to be football-centric. And we'll discuss the awards of in baseball. As the Cy Young Awards came out yesterday, Rick Porcello and Max Scherzer with the Cy Young Awards. Kate Upton was not happy about Porcello's. But we'll talk about all that on Monday and when I'm back here. So that'll do it for us.
That'll do it for us.
He's uploading the podcast. I guess I'll bring it home. It's 11:52 on Monco Radio, where music and minds meet.